Last year, the California-based
3 months after he was last seen. It failed to explain why they had held him without charge for 3 months and looked to me like they felt they needed to fabricate justification in face of increasing media pressure. Mr. Chairman, it has now been 8 months since my father and his colleagues were taken into custody. I still haven't been told where he is, how he's being treated, or what his legal status is, which is especially shocking in light of the fact that my father holds Swedish and only Swedish citizenship. In the so-called confession, my father says he travelled to China voluntarily, but if this is true, then we might ask why there's no record of him having left Thailand. Only a state agency, acting coercively and against both international and China's own law, could achieve such a disappearance. By acting against my father and his colleagues, the Chinese are undermining their commitment to the one country, two systems principle. I want my testimony today to be a reminder to governments that despite the media having gone eerily quiet, my father, a Swedish citizen who was abducted by Chinese state agents from a third sovereign country, is still in unofficial and illegal detention somewhere in China. On October 13th last year, I had my last Skype conversation with my father. Living in different places, we used to call each other on Skype regularly. I would tell him about how my studies were going, and he would tell me about work and how he was trying to get back into shape. Our last Skype call wasn't very different. He had been renovating his kitchen in Hong Kong and sent me pictures of what it looked like. My father would have done this for me, were I the one abducted and illegitimately detained without any indication of time frame. Therefore, I'm also here to ask for the committee's help and support in working with the Swedish and other governments to demand my father's immediate release. Alternatively, if he is suspected of an actual crime, we ought to be given official details of his detention and proof that his case is handled according to established legal procedure. I also want to ask the United States to take every opportunity to ask China for information on my father's status, as well as urge as he be freed immediately. Finally, the US, Sweden, and other countries concerned about these developments need to work to make sure that Chinese authorities are not allowed to carry out illegal operations on foreign soil.
I can tell you that they didn't come because they were afraid their families would be retaliated against in China. Obviously, I'm not going to disclose that they were, because if they have that rightful fear, we don't want to exacerbate it. But it's unfortunate. This is what we're facing with the Chinese government. It's no longer just repressing their people in China. It's the long arm of Beijing reaching into other countries to intimidate people as well. Mm-hmm.